Hey, everybody, welcome to week 12 of the NFL Football Sundays with Dr. Kenya Oscar Radoli, and
Dave Charlie from the north.
Dave Charlie. Hey, how's it going up in Canada, Dave?
It's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful day here, and just enjoying the peace and tranquility. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend for you guys. I hope everybody had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has done it safely, and I hope everybody's shopping today again online. That's all I can say.
I, I tell you what, we'll get into the Thanksgiving weekend, but right now, let's jump into what actually took place last Sunday and what our main feature games were. Our main feature games were Green Bay Packers, led by Aaron Rodgers, and Indianapolis Colts, led by Philip Rivers. Dave, how did that game go?
Doc, again, Rogers showed up, came out, blazed, completion here, handoff here. Next thing you know, it's 21-0. It's like, what's going on? He might actually do it. And then the real Rogers showed up. Or do we say the Indianapolis Colts defense showed up? They got outscored. I think it was 24-3 in the second half. And on top of that, the amount of penalties the Colts had, but they still won it.
That's fantastic defense. Let's move into the second game. Our second game was Las Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You and I smiled about it and we said, what a fantastic loss that was for the Raiders. How was that
say
game?
that. Say that again, Doc. What a what?
What a fantastic loss that was for the Raiders.
Because at the end of the day, Chucky had his team ready to go. Chucky had his team ready to go, and he's taken an approach, that's different from any other coach in playing the Kansas City Chiefs. He doesn't say that we're going to try and stop you. He goes, we're going to try and outscore you.
Mm.
And the reason why, and again, fantastic loss, just the Chiefs had one more possession than they did. And when you give the ball to Mahomes with that much time, listen, man, I'll bet my mortgage and second mortgage on Mahomes in that situation.
Really, this was a very, very good game to watch this season. Final score was 35-31. Really, really good game, Dave.
It's amazing how Mahomes and listening to Andy Reid, post commentary about how he understands that he goes, I have Mahomes, not everybody has him. His vision, his ability to understand tendencies and what's taking place, I will bet my money on him every time. And I think most fans saw that, felt that when they saw that, yeah, he's got so much time. He's actually going to do it. Yes, a minute, 50 seconds, but he's going to do it. And you just sit back and you watch. And what a show. What a show.
I'll share this with you, Dave. If I was a team that's going to play in the playoffs, I don't want to meet the Raiders because they're bad, right? When I say they're bad, meaning that they're bringing it, man. They're running games on point. They're Derek Carr is on point. All of a sudden, he's lighting things up. He's cooking it up.
You
Their
got Waller
defense
catching
is
all those passes.
really
Woo!
good, right? So it's a team to watch out for. I don't think anybody wants to meet them in the playoffs because they're coming hard and they're bringing in that same old attitude that we've known of the Raiders. Tough knocks, right?
The question is, again, if they have to go into a place like Pittsburgh in the middle of winter, Baltimore in the middle of winter, it may be a bit challenging.
Good point. So hopefully for them, global warming is not too bad.
We got John Kerry there. We got John Kerry. He might be able to help him out.
Hopefully. All right. Hey, let's move into the next section here. That again, this is the Thanksgiving weekend, and we always like uh, viewing this show as edutainment for our viewers outside the US. So if we can, Dave, if we can explain to them, what's a Thanksgiving weekend in the US? What does that mean?
Oh my gosh. Family, family, family. Shopping, shopping, shopping. Eating, eating, eating. I think I've covered it. Family, family, family. Shopping, shopping, shopping. Eating, eating, eating. That is Thanksgiving. And it is one of the best moments. It is time to let loose. Whatever diet you're on, throw it out the window. Whatever principles you've got, out the window. Because when it comes to family, you're gonna love, you're gonna hate, but at the end of the day, you're gonna break bread and you're gonna do it together. And like I said, I hope everybody did it safely. But it is a wonderful time of year, and it's amazing how this tradition, I don't know if you've noticed, but I know I've noticed it, is that it's transcending around the world. This weekend is becoming synonymous to not just America, but to a lot parts of the world, many different parts of the world. I know here in Canada, there's many families like myself who celebrated. I've got my days off. My company knows they don't even mess around, man. They just know that, yeah, that's what he does. And my daughter was all over it. My daughter's like, nope, nope, nope. Hey, 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 we gotta cook. We gotta have people over. I'm like, it's COVID. We can't have people over.
Yeah, so I tell you what, it's always like bringing it back down to again as an education as an educationer. Thanksgiving is actually a federal holiday here, at least in the US. Also, Canada has one. However, it's celebrated every fourth Thursday of November. Typically, what takes place, or it originated from a harvest festival that took part with the native Indians of this country. And the main celebration is a Thanksgiving dinner. As David talked about, the dinner is usually mainly all sorts of food, turkey and green beans, potatoes, just you name it. You know,
Mac and
it's
cheese,
it's a fun
collard
time.
greens,
Yeah.
like huh, I cooked up some collard greens, doc, man. And I've been doing this for the last three. Before I didn't have the confidence to do the collard greens, but now I do them. You know, and I still gotta have Chanda, hook me up with her mac and cheese recipe, man, because her mac and cheese is
Oh
just
yeah, yeah.
insane. Woo!
You can't forget that.
Can't
You know,
forget that, man. Her Baltimore roots, man. I need some of that. You know,
I
you
tell you
know.
what, you cannot forget some very, very key things, okay? You gotta have the stuffing, the squash, right? The cranberry sauce, so the
Yes,
cranberries, you gotta have the pumpkin pie, at least I love the pumpkin pie, so
I'm a pecan pie guy. I
okay,
like my
okay,
pecan
okay,
pie. And then
okay. I love
then
me
then
some
oh,
pumpkin pie.
but when I got here, there was a lady that made an unbelievable sweet potato pie. Unbelievable sweet potato pie with like a cream mushroom. I'm sorry, with a cream marshmallow, you know, topping. Floored, man. And she wouldn't give me the recipe, so I just have to buy it from her. $20 a damn pie.
So bottom line, diets out the window during Thanksgiving week, Thanksgiving weekend.
And it's just the biggest thing message is it's about family. It's just and being thankful for being alive. And we got and if you look at this past year has been so trying for so many people, so much loss, so much loss. So we need to be thankful. We need to be thankful for who we are, what we're about, and how we continue going forward.
Right. I'll finish this segment with saying, you know, and for those who have lost loved ones, during this Thanksgiving, we take a moment to, pay some respect. Unfortunately, they may have passed away from COVID-19 or even other related things, but
Absolutely.
it's usually tough, like what Dave mentioned. It's difficult to be away from family during this sort of gathering.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to NFL Week 12. Our two main games for this Sunday, Dave. I am leaning towards, and you and I have talked about this. We're looking at Tennessee Titans, Marcus Mariota versus Indianapolis Colts, Philip Rivers, and also Pittsburgh Steelers rematch against Baltimore Ravens. Let's talk about the Tennessee Titans game first versus Indianapolis. Then we'll jump into Steelers versus the Ravens. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, we got to look at Tennessee. Remember, it's Ryan Tannehill, man. They gave him a ton of money. Marcus is his backup.
Marcus, this is I forgot. Thank you. I stand
Yes.
corrected. Carry on,
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah.
my
Marcus is his
teacher.
backup. Right? And Indianapolis right now, and again, that defense and Philip Rivers not turning the ball over. 2 weeks ago, week 10, you saw them. They put Tennessee under the grinder. So if Indy wins this one, they hold the tiebreaker, and
Okay.
Tennessee has no hope of winning the division because there would have been two games over them, not one, two. So it's a big game for Tennessee. Tennessee's got to find a way to win this game. They really do. And Derrick Henry, he's the bell cow. If they could you know, just give him the ball, and then Ryan's got to do what he did last week. When it was time for him to make completions, he did it. And that was against the Ravens. He did it. And if he can do that, I give Tennessee a chance. But right now, my money's on Indy. Indy at home, my money's on Indy.
You know, you touch on some interesting things about Tennessee, as young as it is, or as young as it feels. Um, they have the best running back so far this season.
Yeah.
He's putting in the numbers, and he's gaining hard yards. He's grinding. He feels
And,
like a
and,
man amongst boys sometimes,
and the
crashing through
explosive
with his
plays.
stiff arm.
The explosive plays, Doc. He all of a sudden he's got 30, 40 yard run. I mean, that's what he does. So they really have something. But Indy's so good against the run, so good against the run, and they're so good against the pass. They're top five in every defensive category. This is why they're number one defense.
Yeah, it's going to be a
So
good game.
tall order.
It's going to be a good game, Dave. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
This other good one that we know is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Baltimore Ravens. Now, this game was supposed to have been played on on Thursday during Thanksgiving. It was supposed to be the Thanksgiving game at night, Thursday night. However, there's some cases of COVID that have hit Baltimore Ravens. That's why this game was pushed to Sunday, 1 o'clock.
So think about that, Doc. This was the Thursday night game, and so my apologies to those viewers who were expecting a Thanksgiving night game and didn't get it. But for some of us, we get the pleasure of seeing a really good game on Sunday. This is going to be an epic game. Lamar Jackson's coming off of two straight losses in a row. Two straight losses in a row. He's not happy, right?
David, a few people have said, I don't understand why Ravens is not playing players that are on their roster, right? Because you're supposed to be able to fill in players if others are out, right? Now, personally, I'm for the opinion I want to watch the best team ever assembled to be playing the game. Just the movie to Sunday, of course. But then other people are like, oh no, we want to play who they have so we can crush them. And if the Steelers crush them, then they will be 12 and 0,
11-0.
11 and 0. Okay. But again, as a pure fun, you want to watch the best possible game.
It is a hard decision that the NFL had to come up with. The biggest part is that it's a short week. Thursday night's a short week, and the Baltimore facility is closed, so the team can't even practice. So it's one thing if they could practice and you're playing with the backup players and they've been given an opportunity to learn and be a part of the team. But right now, they're not even practicing. The facility is closed. So to try and put them out there, and I think they've learned because I think the Raiders went through that, and the Tennessee 1 week went through that. Actually, no. See, that's the difference. The Tennessee went through that, and it didn't affect them, and they came out and they blew out the team that they played that week. The Raiders, the Raiders couldn't even compete. So the Raiders have one loss that is due to COVID management,
Mm.
right? And so with the Baltimore Ravens losing 2 games in a row, this would be harsh to make them play without 3 of their best players, and then on top of that, with no training for the backups to get on-field live simulation, because you're going up against a team that's 10-0. It's just it wouldn't be right, and I'm glad that the NFL has done this. I'm glad that the NFL has done this because we want to see a good game. This is a division game. It's impactful because if the Ravens lose this, they have a possibility of not making the playoffs.
Okay.
So good on the NFL. That's all I've got to say. It's good on the NFL. Let us see the real product.
Yeah, let us see the real product. Once again, they have a team that is strategically thinking and trying to give us the best programming out there. So kudos
Yeah.
to them. And I know you mentioned, you and I, when we were talking about, we need to give this game a mention. Kansas Chiefs versus the Buccaneers.
And the only reason why we're doing it, is understand. Steelers are 10-0. They win this game, they're 11-0. Kansas City is 8-1. They win this game, they're 10-1. They're a game behind the Steelers. And right now, it's a toss up. Who's the best team in the AFC? Is it the Steelers? Is it Kansas City? I don't know.
Look,
I don't know.
listen, I'll be honest. I'd rather meet the Steelers in the playoffs than Kansas City.
As
Because
what team?
no, I'm just saying in terms
As
of
any team, any
as
one
any
of the two
team,
teams. Yeah.
right? So if because if number one is going to be the Steelers, right? Because of their
Yeah.
record. Number two will be Kansas City.
Yeah. So that
Um,
means as a 6 seed, you're going to be meeting Kansas City.
correct. And you don't want that. Like I'm saying, I'd rather meet the Steelers.
Or as a 4 seed, because the 6 seed plays the 4 seed. You know what I mean? So it's painful, man.
No, yeah. Well, either way, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
But you're a pro. Professionals are supposed to
Yeah,
be ready. Stay ready.
you
Be
know,
ready. Stay ready.
collar hot, collar hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see how crazy it gets. Listen, we want to thank our viewers, Dave. We want to thank our viewers,
Absolutely.
people who listen to us. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share this out. We're getting good feedback. Some of these questions that are coming through to us, and people really want to participate and be part of this. Please feel free. You can definitely reach out to us. We have a WhatsApp page. We have a
Yeah.
Facebook page, with Instagram. But again, reach out to us. We appreciate you. Dave and I are having a good time, and the feedback has been amazing from our people that are outside the US and even those that are inside the US, those that are in North America, those in Europe, Southeast Asia, Africa. Just
Absolutely,
happy
man. Global.
glad to be doing this.
And the biggest thing is, Doc, is that everybody should understand that we're approachable.
Yeah.
That's bottom line. We're approachable. This is two African brothers just loving what we're doing. As we say, I'm talking about football, and the Doc is just doing what,
I'm just talking about football.
and that's
Two,
what we do.
you always say two African brothers, and I finish up with two black men. At the end of the day, it's what we are. It's who we are, right?
Every day, all day. You know.
Dave, thanks a lot. Let's call it a day.
All right.
Peace out.
Till next week.
Salute.